This wine cellar is located in the city of Diamond Bar. This is for an existing customer of ours we've done other projects for in the past. This happens to be their own personal wine cellar in their own home. And we've been maintaining the wine cellar. It's a very modern, contemporary kind of feel of a wine cellar. And this is because that's the layout of the home. They have an existing WhisperKOOL ceiling mount 8000 split system. So a ceiling mount unit is great for applications where they don't want to lose any bottle space. In this particular case, the ceiling mount was a better option over, let's say, the ducted system, because there isn't a nearby space where we can place the evaporator coil. So forcefully, we were, let's say, forced to have the coil within the wine cellar. And because of that, the ceiling option is a better option. Yeah, this is still considered a split system. This is a non-ducted split system. There's still remote condensing unit, which we ran refrigeration lines from this unit to the outside condensing unit. So we always advise, and it's highly recommended, that these systems are maintained on a regular basis. The most important, or let's say dangerous, would be water. Water, again, continues to be our number one enemy, and we don't want that, right, to happen. So by maintaining these wine cellars, we're assuring that one, we're not going to get water, and two, that their system is not going to go down anytime soon within the next recommended visit. Most manufacturers, which I strongly advise, that at least while it's under the warranty of the manufacturer, since we're not the manufacturer, we always suggest that they follow manufacturer guidelines. What is that? Most manufacturers recommend that these systems are maintained every 3 months, quarterly. We recommend every 6 months, and at worst case scenario, at minimum once a year, they should be maintaining their equipment. A lot of customers fail to do so, and they always call us when it's an emergency. And that's what we try to avoid. Most of the time, we're not going to be able to get to that customer, let's say, within the same day, unless we are in the area and they're okay with the emergency fee. Emergency fees can be higher than scheduled in advance fee. Most customers don't fear their wine cellar going down because it's a brand new system. They figured, well, my refrigerator runs for at least 10 years. I never maintain it, so why should I maintain this? Well, the difference is that if your refrigerator goes down, you probably have hundreds of dollars worth in food. In comparison to a wine cellar, it can be in the thousands, if not in the millions. I've heard from customers at that point, can be very worrying, right? Very trouble. A lot of people are afraid that their wine does go bad, but the reality is that wine does not go bad because the temperature got higher in your wine cellar. What really happens is the wine starts aging a lot quicker. And so the reason why we refrigerate the spaces where you store the wine is to prolong the life of the wine. You have wine sitting in your tabletop a few years, but if you're storing it properly, those few years can go from 3 to 5 years, from 10, 20, 40 years. I've had customers that have been collecting wine for over 40 years. Some of these bottles can be aged, or I've seen bottles age over 100 years. Every person that has had any kind of bottle like that has definitely told me that they've always maintained in a cool conditioned space. That's going to be the success to storing wine, is proper storage. So the initial consultation is really where I get most of my information from the customers. And generally speaking, most customers, let's just say that in comparison, if you're buying a vehicle, you already have a certain criteria of that vehicle you're trying to purchase. Most of the time, the customers are already going to have a very good general idea of what they want, because they would have visited maybe images on the website that they found, certain rack styles, maybe lighting and maybe glass features and whatnot, right? So all we do is we ask the questions, the appropriate questions, as to what they've been looking for, whether it's online, what they've seen at a friend's house, restaurant, you name it. If possible, we ask them for images of what they would like, and we take all that into consideration. And at that point, we just take all the notes necessary from dimensions of the space. Then we go on to like the cooling system, right? We talk about what they like to see, it would like to be hidden. Are they okay with noise levels? Like there's a lot of other questions that we ask them also about the cooling system, just to make sure that the cooling system, when installed, is not also an issue and it just flows with what they have, right, in their mind. So everything that we do at the end of the day comes down to making sure that the customer receives 100% satisfaction as to what they envision in their head, and that's what we try to deliver as a finished product. After it's all, let's say, all the questions, the appropriate questions are asked, and we've gotten the correct answers, what we think are the correct answers, then comes in, to where we start drawing it up, and we incorporate cooling and racks and lighting and whatnot as much as we can. And we ask the question again, is what you see on paper, is that pretty much what you envision? We can change things here and there when it's in paper, but once it's in production, that's pretty much it, right? There's not a whole lot we can do to change.